Hey everyone, welcome to this live stream. I felt called to do this in the name of tomorrow's new moon, or rather the new moon that's happening around the 18th of Jan, I think 18th or 19th, depending on where you are in the world. Really exciting energy is coming from this. I'm feeling into a lot of people taking control of parts of their lives and perceptions and things they previously thought they didn't have control over. They're going to realize kind of like an overnight miracle how in control they are of a lot more than they thought. And I'm getting like a really fair balancing of what you can control and of what you can't. If you take in the Capricorn archetype, to me, at least from where I stand, considering as well my own personal astrology, so the way we see Capricorn is going to be very different. But what I take in when I observe Capricorns in my life is a very, very good balance of the spiritual and the 3D, of holding things energetically and then pushing them forth, making them manifest. I believe Capricorns are very good at manifesting, but mostly because they have a very good understanding of what's in control. They have an automatic understanding of what's in their control and what isn't in their control. Capricorns, to me, are also very traditional in their beliefs, and that's what secures them the most. So I would bring up the suggestion of relying on old ways, but much older ways, not the old ways as in the things you've just tried to let go of, because I'm also getting a lot of that. We're trying to change and let go of a lot. I'm talking about like the lineage, ancient ways, whatever's ancient to you, even in your bloodline. If you can get some tea on how a grandparent of yours behaved and how they may have managed through tough times, that might be helpful, especially during these times. Maybe ask the question or continue to explore within your own self how your forefathers would have managed cultivating hope. And then this is where the rituals come in: prayer, tradition, connecting with other people in that ritualistic way of like sharing space, not just people sitting in a room and everybody's on their phones or everybody's tuned onto a screen. People are present in the space. You don't even have to be talking to each other. As long as you are present with each other's energies, I think something like that is a very surprising, incredible relief for despair and any potential feelings of disempowerment, of looking at a problem thinking it's too big for you to solve. There's never, again, ever any problem that you cannot solve. That's also another thing I truly admire about Capricorn placements. They really know how to focus on the right problems and leave the stuff that aren't problems. Because it's in tropical Capricorn, I'm taking in and feeling called to hold on to, hey, moyo wetu, hold on to a lot of Capricorn archetypes. That's what's inspiring me right now. And I think that's what could inspire you if you want to make the most of what this energy is bringing. I'm not sure what the new moon's sign is in sidereal, but I'm going to assume honestly, it's feeling that it's likely Aquarius, or at least on the cusp. I will go out of my way to confirm that in the description of this video afterwards. But something about this energy also feels deeply revolutionary and very, very... I'm feeling a lot of passion around the need to do things differently, do things your way, do things in a way that balances the respect of what has been and makes way for what is to come. I'm feeling into a lot of millennials, specifically, a lot of millennials healing whatever thing they had regarding the previous generations and the way that they were treated. A lot of millennials have a really twisted idea of self-respect and self-doubt. Like, we're really awkward with confidence and holding ourselves with a certainty. And I get the sense that a lot of us are going to face that and overcome it from now onwards. This is also an energetically... scientifically, like if you look at the astronomy and what's happening in the stars, this is an energetically intense period. I saw a reader directly label this as a timeline shift, and that really resonated with me. This does feel like a lot of timelines are about to shift, in the sense that what I said before, things you thought you didn't have control over, you realize you have a lot more control. And that automatically shifts your perceptions, and it shifts your choices, which in turn shifts who you are to become, which in turn shifts who you are right now. Like, it causes a whole thing. It causes a whole thing. Domino effect on every version of you and of all of time and space, It might sound, again, very far-fetched, and even me, as I'm saying it now, it sounds very dismissive, but it's very serious, and it's very sincere and true and factual that if you can just continue to, most importantly, be honest with yourself, be honest about the way that you feel, and try your best to uphold the ideas of love in whatever way that means to you. And first and foremost, uphold the idea of your love towards yourself. Keep asking and tuning into that question of, if you were your own friend, what would you advise yourself to do? No limits, no bars. This also feels like a common theme. New Moon in Capricorn is also giving something Page of Pentacles-y, where a lot of new decisions about your career and about the way that you make money and about your relationship with the material world completely takes a flip. So if you can just keep asking yourself in whatever situation what you would want to choose. I really like, it may be big, but I really love the idea of starting off with the question of what you would do if money wasn't an option. Money also feels like a big theme for a lot of people, where a lot of us are feeling very down because of the fact that we don't have the amount of money that we want to be able to live the lives that we want. A lot of us are experiencing tight-pinchedness and of like being totally I'm feeling into a lot of restrictions in the way that you are able to do things because of how little money you have. And I hope that you can come to understanding that it's okay. It's whatever the status of your finances are has nothing to do with your state of being. It has nothing to do with the state of your soul. We need to learn how to separate those two instances for real. It can be scary, especially for people who really value luxurious experiences, as we all do. So I want to give reverence to that part of you that really wants to have luxurious experiences and quality things and all of that stuff. I get it, but we have to stop using it to identify. We have to stop using it to identify ourselves. We have to stop attaching so deeply to all of this stuff, It's about to surprisingly be a very spiritual time, while also being a very materially focused time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. 8 minutes of channeling is worth it, and I'm feeling a little bit distracted in this moment. I won't lie. There are some things happening in the background while I'm recording this that are a little bit distracting, but yeah, I'm just gonna get to shuffling, see what comes up. So we have the Ten of Swords and the Hangman in reverse. I just want to, okay, so they're definitely supposed to be in reverse. And I'm going to pull one more card, and then we're going to sit with what the vibe is. Okay. Oh, wow. So we have the World and we have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, this energy I'm able to hang on to, hitting the ground running, by saying that this is giving a full culmination of somebody finally learning how to apply proper boundaries to the ways that they value their souls and themselves, and the way that they have come to make decisions in their journey. This is specifically somebody who is, the release of people pleasing is what I'm receiving here, but like a realizing how much of the act of people pleasing affects your energetic body. Like the energy science of how that works feels like it could be important in helping you to understand more about, or in helping you to heal that part of yourself. Let me rather say, heal that part that makes decisions to please other people. This feels very important. It feels a little light because you wouldn't think that a lot of people have these kinds of issues, but they do. You'd be surprised how many people have a problem with making decisions only for themselves and not to impress other people or to keep the peace, or to follow some preset rule that they don't even know why they're following. This is also the end of this to me is giving a final release of something that really, really burdened you. Something that may have left you feeling, I'm feeling into somebody who was holding on to a lot of pain because of how they perceived that pain. Like they took something very, okay, wait, sorry. I'm receiving somebody who used to take life's lows personally. Yeah. They used to take life's lows personally. And they're releasing that burden. Because it is a burden to think that everything shitty that happens to you is something that's targeted specifically at you and that you're bad luck and you can't trust anyone. This is also a common theme that's been coming up in my readings of people needing to face how it's not a matter of, okay, now I'm feeling into my own personal lessons regarding this sin. So I generally have very high walls, very deep trust issues. And it affects my ability to like be in the world, where I've followed a narrative that says I can't trust human beings. I can only trust nature and God. And that's safe for me. That may be safe for you too. That may help you in understanding and releasing some personalized burdens created through like your suffering and through specific tragedies in your story. Because also in that surrender and choosing to trust God and nature more than you trust human beings, that automatically puts you in a state of trusting, of needing to trust your story and your soul's path. You need to understand how bad shit just sometimes happens, but it's not personal. It's something you agreed to. On a soul level, you agreed to it and you just have to play your story out. This is giving a willingness to play, more of a willingness to play your story out. You have the 9 of Pentacles beneath the deck, which has also been a very recurring card in my readings lately. A lot of people are just trying to live in the fucking moment. And I love that because that's all we've been meant to do. That's all we've been meant to do. This is also the image of what corporations and capitalism kind of does to us, Yes, on the experience side of it, capitalism can be fun. But when people start to do this, they start to be incredibly self-interested, self-serving. It starts to lose its fun. So to me, it's this energy versus this energy, or moving from this energy to this energy. This is very ego-based. I need to hold tightly onto things because you never know when they could leave. It's a hard knock life, dog-eat-dog world. Everybody looks out for each other. I mean, everybody looks out for themselves. No one looks out for each other. Everybody's, whatever. And then this is, we are all one. We are all one. The shadow in me sees the shadow in you. And so we can band together and make light of any situation. This is hope. This is eternal connection to the divine. This is a release of your stubbornness towards acknowledging the divine. The presence of these two together are very encouraging to me to to imply that regardless of whatever's happening in your life, even if you've watched this far and nothing I say resonates, I believe that what is coming for all of us during this new moon collectively is new and really beautiful ways to be present. And something that I've been watching on, hearing about, observing through other people's works and interviews. There's a recent interview as well between Pam Gregory and David Clements, my favorite conversationalists. My favorite life scientists. I don't even know what to call them. But either way, their conversation is up. They mention how there was a wave of enlightenment or something, some kind of awakening vibe that happened around December. A lot of people felt it. And they, in that conversation as well, mentioned something I've been speaking on, that we're all going to feel over time in waves amongst each of us collectively, the sense of like just this wave of a sense of peace, being able to be in the moment, and just a divine connection with all there is. And it's going to happen very naturally. It's going to happen just like very much on its own. The sensation is always, always, always present. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take any thinking. It really just takes like just being here now. Be open to feeling more sensations of that over the coming days, whenever it is that you watch this Timeless Intention, but especially moving onwards into the months of 2026, because this is the real gift. Yes, material blessings. Yes, divine unions. But a sense of peace within is the real gift that I believe God has been trying to keep us focused on throughout our journey of growth and becoming and hurting and letting go. Through all of this, we've always been drawn to focus on the sense of peace that's been present within us. That's always present within us. That's really, really nagging for our attention right now. That is a lot less complicated to connect to than you think. That doesn't take any kind of sitting meditation. You could do it right now, in this very moment, right now. Right now. It's always with you. God is always with you. Your soul and your light and your connection to a sense of knowing that everything will turn out okay no matter what. It's always with you, and that's always true. So any issues you face, it's time for problems to stop being problems. Okay? It's time for us to relax. It's time for us to be happier. If not, maybe at the very least be more peaceful. It's time for us to attain a sense of peace we may have never felt before, and a sense of self-confidence and confidence in God and in our soul stories that we've never felt before, that we are entitled to feeling. We are entitled to feeling bliss, peace, certainty that no matter the fuck what, everything will turn out okay. We don't need to work too hard. We have always been entitled to peace and joy in the moment, to choose options that relax us. We have never needed to force and push and crank and slave and bleed and be tortured. Unnecessary. You do not need to suffer. You no longer need to suffer to learn lessons. You don't need to be betrayed to learn lessons. You don't need your heart broken. None of that shit needs to happen. All that drama, no. It's time to be anew. It's time to be anew. Lots of newness on the horizon, even if just in feeling. And I hope that we're all very, 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 very open, because these changes and things, they're going to come anyway. I feel called to close off with an interpretation, with pulling from Intuitive Tarot, reading the interpretation, and then leaving it at that. So, one card, some practical applications or something, and one card. I always ask for one, and more comes. And this time I'm going to insist on one, and I did. So let's see. The Two of Swords. Brilliant. I need to go get the interpretation book. Use of the intellect for growth and transformation. Creation of a powerful idea, opposing forces that can be harnessed for good or evil. Convergence, conflict resolution. So with the presence of this in reverse, I'm receiving somebody who's really pushed, who's being pushed to their emotional limits. Fucked up. There's a comment someone made on TikTok where they said that they are so tired, they don't even have the energy to cry anymore. They don't even know. And when someone is so tired that they go, I don't even know. Yeah. That's the light trying to almost pierce through you and say, no, you do know, or rather, let me say, you don't know, and that's fine. You don't know, and there's nothing more to know. You know what I mean? That sense of surrender that comes from, and I've mentioned it so often, the sense of surrender that comes onto you when you don't have anything left for real. Like you actually can't. You know what I mean? That's when Holy Spirit or God or Jesus, whatever, that's when that light is supposed to fill you. When you really have nothing left, nowhere else, don't know. You feel how open you become when you surrender like that and you really go, I don't know. I have no idea. You know? I wish I could find the tweet now, but I think I'd take too long to find it. But there's somebody who spoke on the same emotion and said that there was nothing, they learned about prayer through that sensation of not knowing what else to do. The choice is always, always, always yours. And the choice is very simple. What's helped me through everything is to literally keep my eyes on God. Or when I find myself thinking super negatively and feeling very stubborn, I literally affirm in my voice, I fix my inner voice to say, focus on God. I don't even know. When I'm feeling so deeply miserable, I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that actually feels like, because all I feel is the shadow and the misery. But just saying the words, especially these days, just affirming in my mind, focus on God. Something happens, something shifts. And then it just happens, you know? I think that's all I have, actually. I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much. I hope that this was helpful, especially in welcoming in the newness of this new moon. Feels specifically new, you know, the newness. New feels like a very important word. So new thoughts, new ways of being. And then following that, I think we can start to expect life to actually play out externally, because I know I read a lot for the internal actions and the internal world. I'm feeling into the fact that something very external is about to start playing out sooner than we all think or understand. Time does not matter to God, so there's also that. But either way, I think this card continuously showing up for me in my readings, especially for me, for the community I read for, how spiritual we are. I think it's especially highlighted for us to start fixing ourselves to enjoy the fruits of our labor, of our spiritual labor, because it's here. And it comes as simple as you being able to be at peace with yourself. Very underrated privilege. Being able to be at peace with yourself and with everything around you, regardless of how much money you have, how many of your dreams you've achieved, blah, 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 blah. Underrated privilege. And is something I think was low-key why the colonizers did what they did. They saw us at peace and they were like, this is weird. But anyway, that's another conversation. Thank you for watching this reading.